Dear Dad, I just turned 41. An interesting reverse of the age you left me at, 14. I will never forget that on your deathbed, you kept reminding me of the plans you had for my 14th birthday. You loved celebrating our born days. Today is 27 years since you died, and it's so unbelievable. I can still taste the memories of yesteryears, the movies, the Sunday outings, the gifts, the rides, and the love. You did daddying so well. Daddy, I am no longer the little girl you left. I am now a grown woman, a mother. You left a big gap. Let me tell you, this gap became wider when Mom followed you 4 years later. Just when we had started figuring out how to do life without you. For a moment, I thought God was not a loving father, but your love made me believe that a father loves hard even when you cannot see them, and I trusted him. You and Mom gave us the very best. The positive experiences we had growing up were key in grounding us. I am so grateful to have been raised in such a secure environment. Although something in me was lost and broken after your death, I did not lose my confidence. I did not lose my self-worth. I continued being the vibrant leader I was, both at school and in church. But when Mom died, I felt lost, and I lost it. I realized that she had shielded us from experiencing the full brunt of your death. Her death made me mourn both of you afresh. Still, I wanted to be better, and I wanted to do better. I went from international organizations to locally established organizations that supported orphans looking for college sponsorship. But I was turned down. Reason? At 18, I was not an orphan. Daddy, I felt hopeless and helpless. What was my life going to become? See, I developed ulcers after your death, and the same recurred after Mom's death. One day, a few weeks after Mom's funeral, I woke up in the middle of the night, sick, and had no one to stay up with me like Mom did. I waited in pain for the day to break to get medication. And that is when I realized that I was alone. I felt so lonely. And I longed for someone to care for me and love me. Something close to what Mom gave me, if not more. I wanted someone who could match you. I wanted that void to be filled. Like in the movies, it did not take long. 5 months later, the damsel in distress met her Prince Charming. It was a rescue mission, to say the least, and I was grateful. Daddy, he was a man of God, deep-rooted in Christ, just as you left me. It was a perfect match. With a man of God, I felt safe. He would never hurt me, and I would never hurt him in return. I needed security from pain and heartache. Wasn't that ambition? 4 months before I turned 21, I walked down the aisle. But Dad, it was not the 20-year-old girl getting married, but the 14-year-old girl you left. I had failed to acknowledge that little girl, the girl who had not dealt with her dad's death, the girl who still needed Daddy's compassion. Dad, The girl that was beautifully crowned with wifely duties was the 18-year-old girl who was still in deep grief from the loss of her mom. I knew nothing about healing myself, and I had learned very quickly that I had no space to grieve. Expressing my pain was not welcome. It was an abomination. It was clear I had no permission to continue mourning. My tears had no room, and I hid to weep. I did not know what to do with all the pain I had. I was supposed to have healed, but I hadn't. I was a bother. My pain was a huge burden, and I get it. It was a burden to me too. Still, it was not all bad. I had a very beautiful life and a very painful life in equal measure. And this was very confusing. To relieve my pain, in 2004, I started memoing my would-have-been first book title, Petty Things. Am I immature? I assumed that my age made me respond to issues immaturely. Everything that made me sad and mad was trivialized. And that was from get-go. I believed I was petty, not only because I was told, but the things that cost me sleepless nights were inconsequential and too embarrassing to tell anyone unless I wanted to prove my immaturity. I suffered quietly. Aware of my evident wounds, I went for therapy and did a lot of self-work to heal from losing you and mom. But though my pain was loud and easy to point out, I was also dealing with hidden pain. It was conjoined pain. My pain, his pain, our pain. Dad, you know the idiom, kiss my pain away? That is a hoax. Kisses come and go, but pain must be acknowledged and dealt with. Wounds must be addressed and dressed. And this is a two-way thing. Based on my known pain, I blamed myself even where I should not have. I put myself in a prison and allowed others to imprison me too. I carried the burden of losing you both to a fault, embracing labels that became a crutch for others, from sensitive, petty, to unforgiving. Dad, you know there's some truth in that. Growing up, I teared easily. I still do. I tear when laughing. I tear when crying. I tear when happy. I tear when sad. I love easily. And I hurt easily too. Both of you dying made it worse. Some words like sensitive were used to introduce me, giving everyone a perspective. I, on the other hand, laughed, oblivious of the calculated damage. Those labels formed my negative core belief, opening me up to a lot of agony as I let myself be used, abused, and misused. And this was by all and sundry. I spent the better part of my life striving to prove myself and gave everyone permission to push my boundaries till I had none. Dad, no one had given me the lessons I gave people. Lessons like, heal yourself first. Sick souls make sick decisions. Love is not a substitute for loss. A lover is not a doctor, and marriage is not a hospital. Healing is a personal responsibility that cannot be placed on someone else. Daddy, the list is endless. See, your little girl is very happy and fulfilled today. I got the education I wanted, the healing I needed. Still journeying, not a destination. This year, I got my MA in clinical mental health. You are not surprised, I know. I am not exactly where I want to be, but I am not where I was 2 decades ago. In 2020, my life took a beautiful, unexpected turn. Nothing I had planned for but God. I continue to relentlessly pursue my dreams, the major one being helping others deal and heal by equipping them with the tools I have gathered from years of both painful and beautiful experiences. Daddy, I love you now and always. Sonny.